Well, thank you very much. It's my great pleasure to be here. We came all the way from Beijing. And because we were attracted by this conference underlying themes, sustainability, social entrepreneurship, China, venture capital, so on and so forth. And the name of the company I founded is Credit Ease, meaning make credit easy or easy credit. In China, in Chinese, the name of the company is Yixin, meaning good credit. Credit is good. So we make credit easy. For whom? For 30 to 50 million micro entrepreneurs in China. For over 200 million extremely poor rural females in China's countryside. For China's students and families who in the past cannot afford tuition to go to vocational schools. It's actually probably not very obvious to you why credit is so precious in China. This country has a very well-established credit system. Every citizen has a credit score, credit rating. But in China, there's no such concept as credit bureau. There's no FICO. We Chinese citizens have no credit scores, no credit ratings. And some people even say there's no credit in China. And I think that's very wrong. My first experience in credit, in microfinance, was in the summer of '97. On the left, that's a picture taken in Bangladesh. At that time, I was a student studying economics in the States. I heard about Professor Yunus and his Grameen story. First, I couldn't believe it. Then I became very inspired, very intrigued. So I decided to go to Bangladesh to see how he and his team made it work. So I went. So at that time, you can see he got black hair. And now I'm wearing glasses and he has all gray hair. That was our meeting last year in Beijing. So I spent the summer there. Most of the time was spent in the field to see how poor rural females without much fixed properties, fixed assets, could borrow as little as less than $1 to do agricultural projects and change lives substantially. And I remember very clearly what Professor Yunus told me and what I observed in my own eyes. The poor people have credit, and credit has value. And what we do in China is to help micro entrepreneurs, help rural poor people, help students and their families borrow with their credit money they need to be better, to live a better life. And by doing so, we believe our company achieves financial success as well as delivering tremendous social benefits. And inclusive finance is becoming more and more popular in China, actually in the world. And this is what the former deputy governor of the central bank, Ms. Wu Xiaoling, said about inclusive finance. Allow everyone to enjoy affordable financial services that are of high quality and tailored to their needs. Actually, Ms. Wu has been a pioneer in promoting microfinance in China. And the United Nations since 2000 has started the Inclusive Finance Program. In 2005, the International Microfinance Year, the United Nations proposed the concept of inclusive finance. And credit is an important aspect of realizing inclusive finance. And microfinance is about making financial services available to every class of people, especially those poor people and the privileged people, whom in the past are not covered by traditional financial services. And microcredit is the most important aspect of microfinance, meaning like people with extremely limited fixed assets, material assets, can borrow with their own credit. And an important innovation in recent years has been retail microfinance. What does that mean? At the beginning, funding for microfinance mainly came from big institutions like banks, foundations. In recent years, this innovation has allowed funding for microfinance to come from individuals. That's what retail microfinance, retail microcredit means. Not only institutions, but also individuals can become source of funding, meaning like all of us can provide little money to the poor, to millions of micro entrepreneurs. So this is a very profound innovation taking place in recent years. And peer-to-peer lending is a form of retail microfinance. Peer-to-peer standing for person-to-person or people-to-people. And this P2P form allows individuals, lenders, to lend to individual borrowers. And CreditEase, as Beimin introduced, is the first and now largest P2P lending platform in China. And as you know, China has no credit system. In the past, to give you one example, many of the participants today are students. China only had government-sponsored education loan program for elite universities. Most of them state-owned. So if you are a student at a privately held college or university, or you are a student wishing to go to vocational school or language school, but you can't afford your tuition, there's no way for you to borrow from any institution to fulfill your dream.